Greetings and salutations, my fellow gods. How are we today? I've decided to do an original drawing of a creature from another planet. This little beastie, or I shouldn't say little, for it is 40 feet long, comes from a planet entirely made of water. Even the core of its planet is water. And they say things like, by the core, for it is essentially their god. And these creatures have 3 eyes in a little pyramid style. You can only see 1.5 in the view that I'm drawing him in, which is like a nice side view. And they have tons of fins across their entire body, allowing them to move with great speed, like dolphin times 10 kind of speed. So we're just doing a little drawings of all little finny fins and make it look a little extra cool. Some ones that go off of the body, and I'm just coloring in a little bit and get a nice green type, silver green color for the base, and my painting just kind of didn't do the best of the insides, so I'm just going to go in there and clean all that up. I love the cleanup phase. It's quite exciting. And we'll go back and retouch up all of the little fins as well and make them look not so pixelated as they are quite right now. They're a little too thin and almost unnoticeable. And we'll just get rid of the thick lines. So I don't want it to be too thick on the outside. I like to keep it around that 3 point. That one's actually like a 5 point for the edge there. I'm just filling them all up, making them look nice. And yeah, it's kind of like almost like Tremors, like those from the 80s movie with Kevin Bacon, where they're under the goddamn ground. Well, these ones, they're in the goddamn water, and they have unique abilities to do things that we would call magical. That's for sure. They can sing and manipulate water in different ways. And the race is called the Zenou-Doka. And they all have names that are kind of hyphenated, just like their racial name. And they're quite intelligent, that's for sure. They have an understanding of magics in some way, especially the priests that they have, or shamans, as it were. Same kind of thing in our methodology. And I didn't like that tail so much, so go with a more kind of like baleen tail. More of a whale kind of tail. And so I'm just cleaning it up, and I want to make it a little bit spiky style. So go get rid of that and paint bucket it up, and then we'll do more clean it up. Those lines are pretty bad, so I think we'll just start from scratch with those so I can make them nice. And I'm having fun with this more cartoony kind of style for my novel. I haven't even thought about how I'm going to animate this guy at all. So we'll see. I do plan on drawing another pose, kind of maybe like from the very front, so that it's more of just like a head pose. And of course you'll have and so he's got the 3 red eyes. All his eyes are red, but each eye actually has a different way of viewing the world, they're not the same. We're gonna kind of copy Naruto for the third eye, just for fun. Just for fun. It's not the way it actually looks. I'm gonna go back and tweak that a little bit later. I'm just doing a little bit of coloring in specific spots, and so I can go over that and make it look nice. He's got that 5 o'clock shadow on his mouth there. It won't stay like that, or a different kind. And now I'm giving them more bluish silver tinge to it, and creating a little bit of brush for random spots. And I want to tip all of his fins in this kind of that dark blue speckled look. I'm just gonna fill in all of them with a very silver blue fin color for all of the fins, except for the big ones. I got something slightly different in mind for those, but it's fun using the pen tool. So this is sped up about 600% of the actual speed. Isn't that lovely? Nice little color. A couple of them I missed, so we'll just go in and make sure we get all of those. Make sure we get them all, so it's kind of a uniform look. And there, I want more of like a lighter blue for the big fins on the sides of his body that whoosh, push him through the water. Just thin those guys out and blend them in a little bit more. And then we got to go back in and fix the lines that are missing definition, and that fin was too close to where I imagined it would be attached, so we'll just erase that guy. Looks nice, doesn't it? I lost a little bit of the tip coloring, the speckling on the edges there, but it's just straightforward. Use the same brush that I had created earlier and use that to do that. And now I made a new one for filling in his mouth, quote unquote beard. You see that style in some fish where they have the speckling, and then I realized his mouth wasn't showing through enough, so I redrew that in a black, and now we're going into one of the 3D-ish, give it some more depth to it. I like to do about 40% with my shadows, opacity, so that you can get like the 3 tones, just like, the first pass does 40, second pass does 80, and then 100% for the third pass, which is the closest to the fin itself, giving it that nice feel to it, where it's not just a flat piece on the body. It's more of it's a thing that's sticking out. And they're all, facing the same way, essentially, because, well, they're all working in unison to propel them, kind of like a kayaking team. He's got 100 team on his back, push him along. I don't want to spoil anything, but so I won't. But he's a good character. I like him, and his actual name is Ryaken-Doku, the hyphen name. It's fun coming up with all these, fantastical creatures for the novel, and bringing them to life at this point is so much fun. I'm having lots of fun doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching these little cartoony speed paints going on. And I do also some more highlights as well, the lighting portion is once I'm done with the shading. Little mistake there, but easily corrected once I actually notice it. There we go. And so I wanted these ones to be like, oh, they're kind of overlapping and bringing shadow to him. And then we'll shade his lips and his eyes, because they're kind of 3D eyes. A little not quite flat on his body. And I realize that my highlighting of the light, some of his fins are more facing the sun. We'll just blend it all in and give it like a very sunny kind of tip, but it's a little too much, so I pull it back and then clean up the edges, because I like that cell shading kind of 3D feel to it. There we go. Just thin it out a bit, make it more organic. And there we go. That's fill that eye up the way it should be. And I didn't really like the way that the lighting was on the tail, so I just give it a little touch to it, and bam, final product, Ryaken-Doku. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.